106.9.
Great is thy faithfulness, O God, my Father.
Hello, I'm Simeon Hall. I grew up through a dead-end corner called Chokeneck Alley off Market Street. I dropped out of school in the 5th grade and worked as a carpenter's helper for McAlpine Company. But it was while in the alley I discovered my life's calling was to preach the gospel. A Catholic nun at Aquinas night classes inspired me when she told the class that we all were made in God's image. It's a long way from Chokeneck Alley to preaching throughout the Bahamas, the Caribbean, and all the inhabited continents of the world. The circumstances of your birth need not dictate what you can do or where you can go in this life. Young man, drop your gun. Find your life's highest purpose. Lift yourself from the gutters of crime. Your next crime might lead to your death, and loved ones will have to bury you. Eternity is just ahead. In which section will you spend it? Non-smoking or smoking? Heaven or hell? You are made in God's image. So this week, attend a church of your choice and reconnect with God.
This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news, intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversation. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
You have to be strong in today's world. Keep your focus and love what you believe in, how to achieve all your dreams. Keep moving forward, never accept less than who you are. Live your best life. Be strong and free. It's the Hit Back with Natasha Black. It's the Hit Back.
The Hits Back with Nahaj Black is sponsored by the Cancer Treatment Centers of America and Burger King.
It's the Hit Back with Natasha Black.
Good afternoon, number one, and welcome to the Hit Back. I'm your host, Nahaja Black. It's a beautiful day here in the 242. I hope that you are doing well, taking care of yourself, and living your best life today. Listen, when I tell you, boy, only my friends know what sort of ninja stuff you do just to get ready for your show. So I want to say special thanks to all of my friends who helped to make today where it's possible. I want to say shout out to everyone. We got a good show for you today. I have a friend, a special friend, my good friend. Boy, he hasn't been on with me in a long time. And I think, now listen, y'all know Cecil is getting a little sensitive, right? So Cecil gets sensitive, but y'all be surprised other folks who think we ain't friends no more because they're trying to figure out why they haven't joined me on the show. And I actually miss my good buddy joining me all the way from Eleuthera, who said he's never coming back to Nassau again. But the one and only Mr. Bahamas Nightlife himself. Sherwin, how are you, darling?
Good afternoon, Bahamas. You have to put my business out there like that?
On the streets. I mean, if you're going to make a declaration like that, my friend, then you're going to have to get called up.
I say that to you, but you're right. The way things going right now, I'll stay put.
Tell folks, you're in Eleuthera now. You transition. And one of the things why I wanted to bring that up is we have, one of the things that is happening globally, Sherwin, is that people are being told, hey, listen, live abroad, work abroad. And the Bahamas is sold as this place that you live and work, right? But many Bahamians don't think about leaving Nassau and moving to the family island as, as a good option. As
an option. I'll tell you, it wasn't an option for me. If anybody was to tell me that when I left Nassau, I would have thought that maybe it would have been the US or Canada or something like that. But let me tell you, the past 6 or 7 months has been the best decision of my life. Really? I mean, the possibilities, especially here in Eleuthera. I'm so excited about what's happening. Listen, every day I talk to people and they're like, you just reached, but it's just so much going on. Eleuthera is booming. It's such a beautiful place. It's so tranquil, you get
your quality of life.
Huh?
Your quality of life is better, eh?
Yes. And one of the fears moving to the island, people say, oh, it's expensive. You don't have access to a lot of things. When you get into the groove of things, you learn how to make things work. I'll tell you, I love Eleuthera. I miss everybody in Nassau, But
Yeah.
I'll
Don't
come
lie.
and visit.
You
I'll
don't
come
miss
and
us.
visit for a few days, and then I'll be back.
Tell the truth, shame the devil. You don't miss us. We know the
But,
truth.
I miss the people. If I could bring you guys here after COVID, then yeah. But
It is what it is with that one. Someone asked, what part of Eleuthera?
I'm in Roxanne.
Oh, so that's a good
South.
so
Yeah.
okay. I have no
South
idea. I mean,
yeah.
you know, that's one island I've never been to and I would love to go to.
Listen, you would
Never
love
been.
it. The entire Eleuthera, over 100 miles from north to south, is just amazingly beautiful. The people, everything is so. I listen. If I had known this when I was 25, I would have been here from 25.
Really?
Yes.
Considering and knowing all about what your business and how you have been dealing in tech, and of course with your type of company, you can work from anywhere.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
You can be a technical fellow from anywhere.
I'll say this. I think moving here was an eye opener. You know, our islands sometimes they lag behind because they're not city and whatnot, but they're so open to innovation. They're so open to new ideas. They're supportive. I mean, when I came here, I used to have like plates and plates of food. You know, I'm talking like you say something or you're doing something. They're so willing to share. You don't have to ask anybody to share anything. You know, and they just it's really a community, and listen, it's amazing. You would enjoy it. You have to come for more than 2 days.
Yeah.
If you spend a week, you get to learn the habits of how the island works. It's a beautiful place.
Yeah, and you know, for me, listening to you, that this is what I would hope a lot of us get a chance to do. You know, because but now I have to ask, you have family in Eleuthera?
Yes, I'm descendant of Eleuthera. My grandmother is from Roxanne. My granddad on top of me.
Okay, so you're an Eleuthera man, so you got family, strong ties. So transitioning wasn't difficult at all.
Well, I didn't really know my family here. I didn't grow up in Eleuthera. I didn't come for the summers. I did, but it was a hasty decision and something I prayed about, and I made this happen in less than 2 weeks. An opportunity came up, and I just jumped on it. But coming here, I mean, my family embraced me. Everybody, they just want to know that your family. Once they hear your last name, they can tell you this and that. And I've learned so much. My granddad passed in 2020. And I'm learning so much. And people who see me, they call me his name and they say, you're just like him. How studious he was, always reading a book, always wanting to help people, into hospitality and entertaining. It's just been an amazing ride, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, no, I envy you because I really want this. Now the beauty of this job now is I can do this from anywhere now, eh?
Yes.
But
see, I'm doing it from here.
Yeah. I have to figure all of that out. Someone says they hail you every time you pass 20 times and you get hailed 20 times. Real community.
Listen, when I first came, I was doing this all day. Everybody just, but that's what they do. And I could appreciate that. I miss my number 4 at Wendy's, but I could appreciate the community. I could appreciate the community.
Christoph says, as a young person, give me the family island any day. They just need some jobs over there and I'll hop to it.
Listen, hold on. That's one big thing. Eleuthera is booming. I think.
Oh, wow.
As crazy as this sounds, Eleuthera is going to have to import workers when things are done. There's Cotton Bay coming on stream with 4 seasons. There's Disney. There's so much things going on. And they really don't have enough workers. Older community people, they build their lives to do certain things and they're comfortable. And it's just so much room for opportunities. I'm excited because I'm here for it and I can't wait to share it with everybody. I like to provide opportunities. That's my biggest thing. I want to provide opportunities for people.
Yeah. If you're just tuning in, Judy says, make room, I'm on my way.
That's my mommy.
That's your... You better make room. You make room yet? You ain't make room yet? So it's pretty good. It's really good to have you on, man. It's really good to have you on. You've been missed, my friend.
I miss you.
Yeah,
Don't you ever do this to me again.
I'm sorry,
Don't-
buddy. But
don't
you left
ever
me,
leave
you know.
this long.
You left me. I want everybody to know that. We still
Well,
here. Wait.
all right.
Yeah.
I leave that there then.
Thanks. Someone says many of the descendants will go home and work with tied in our soul.
And they should.
I think it would be better just as a mental health thing to be able to live. Andres, for me, listen, I ain't gonna lie to you, ain't nothing that's happening, Andres. But one thing I love about Andres is the peace and tranquility. I can go out, and bone fish on the flats. I can just go on any beach. These beaches are so community based. I just love it for the spiritual sense for me, and that calm and that.
You know what I think the islands need? Their community, but they need persons who know how to cultivate community and bring innovation. And that's the only thing that's lacking on the islands. Nothing may be happening in certain islands because the community, they're I don't want to say comfortable, but they have a culture they're already working in, So if somebody who accepts community but brings innovation, they're open to it. And I've seen it happen. Visitors come from other islands and they're wondering why this isn't happening anywhere else, but they're open. That's my take on it.
Yeah. Well, listen, I think the rest of the world is being told to come to the Bahamas and work, right? Mm-hmm. Come to the Bahamas and work remote. And we are in the Bahamas as Bahamians, don't even want to get up in the morning.
Yeah.
Because it's just so stressful and it's not the quality of life. But I believe it for sure. You go to the family islands and you will find that your quality of life improves.
Yes.
And the things that you concern you in Nassau, you'll find that they don't concern you anywhere.
You are so right.
Yeah.
You are so right. I wish I had made this decision earlier, but I've made the decision, and I implore anyone who has the opportunity to go to an island to develop, because the opportunities are there. I see the transition in our I don't want to get in problems. Transition in our economy.
Yeah.
And we got to take advantage. And guess what? If we don't position ourselves,
that's it.
People will take advantage. I'm not, and I just told somebody this today. I didn't grow up in Eleuthera. I'm descendant. I didn't come here for the summers, and I've only been here for 7 months, and I want to take advantage of what's happening in Eleuthera. So imagine if our visitors come or foreigners come, they're going to see it and they're going to take advantage of it. So I want people to get in position so that we could be the first choice, and then the other things trickle down.
Yeah, someone says you pick up conch, go crabbing in the pines. Andres has it too. Just don't run out of gas. Hello.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Listen, don't run out of gas here either. You got to know the flow of things. Gas station in my settlement don't open on Sunday. So
some gas stations is closed, and Andres like by 6 or something. I was like, your gas stations have a time.
Same thing here.
Yeah. No, I can't. I can run out of gas many times if I don't learn the rules.
Listen, I scared to run out of gas. My car will stay parked, and I will stay wherever it is.
Someone says when you're on the island, you don't even know what time of the day it is. And that's one of the things. Someone says Eleuthera stays in darkness, though. And no, advanced darkness in Eleuthera.
No.
No. Advanced darkness in Eleuthera. That's not normal darkness. So I guess nighttime is be real dark. That's what he's saying.
Well, it depends on which part of the road you are. They don't have as much street lights as over 100 miles of road. So some parts don't have light. But I'll tell you this: my light went off twice since I've been here, and only for less than 5 minutes at a time.
What?
Okay.
Who's your power company?
PPL.
Don't say you're cursing. You're cursing. That was you put a hex on all of Eleuthera just now.
Listen,
it ain't PPL. It's Florida Power and Light. we can't afford to hex the whole island because you said it loud.
The whole quality has been a tremendous experience. I'm so excited about it. You need to come.
Yeah. Someone says my only issue is when development comes drama. The minds of the people sometimes change, and some of those who move for work don't have the peaceful heart. Just ghetto, man.
No, but that's why I say the people who come have to be the ones who understand community. You can't bring that city mentality here. You know, I learned that. You know, I like to be social.
Yeah.
I grew up in the city all my life. I'm 35, but I had to understand the culture of community, and this is it's been amazing. It's been experience.
Yeah, I noticed one of our friends, mutual friends. Boy, she and her family, her daughter, always up there to her family. Y'all always showing pictures, leaving us out. I see what's going on.
Yeah. Oh, I know what
Mhm.
you're talking about. This is a
Yeah, no,
nice move.
I
Very nice
know.
move.
Yeah. Someone says ghost will clip your toe.
See, that's the problem I had with coming to the island. You know, all the stories about this one on the road, and when you pass in the dark, this one sitting in your car. Don't pass the graveyard. Oh, listen, they had me. They had me.
What they said, don't pass the graveyard.
Yeah, when you look in the graveyard, you can see this one. I listen, when I go to my car in the night, I don't look nowhere else other than my car. Just in case I see something. Just in case.
Yeah. Well, do they have something with? Do all the graveyards that you've seen, are they close by the water? Are they close by the
Not
beach?
all.
Okay.
Well, everything is close by the water here. Eleuthera is very narrow. Eleuthera
Yeah.
is very narrow. But most of them, actually, yeah, most of them are by the water.
Yeah. Someone says rolling caskets.
Listen, why they will do this to me?
I like the stories though. That night walking. Sit bike with nobody riding it.
See, same thing.
So that's the Bahamian version of the headless horseman. We don't have horses, so it's the bike.
No,
it's the bike life.
Oh man.
BMX all the way.
Yeah.
So don't give no one a ride, and when you reach, no one in your back, and no one in your back.
See, listen, that's a problem. That's a problem. Listen, no more stories. No more stories. I'm just here, you know.
Listen, and people got stories, you know. Say,
Yes.
wait, don't walk in the nights by yourself. Somebody always following you.
Oh.
I haven't told you the story, so I have a story.
I sweat now.
Don't sweat. You live there now. You live there now, right? Someone says, your Grammy ever told you that you can't point your finger in the graveyard? Yes.
Well, I've
Your
heard that
finger
from
fall off.
last time. Yeah.
Yeah. No, so I know about that one. I said, walking with them when you get to your house, no one there. Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
The island stories are the best.
Yeah.
Like I have a whole island story. Okay, so that's why I love Andres, right? I got to share the story before we go to break. I love Andres. So when I was younger, you know, a bunch of us and a bunch of the cousins went to Andres to go crabbing, right? So this foreign cousins, I end up with my foreign cousins to go crabbing in Andres. First time I ever went crabbing, and it didn't go so well. Okay, I was 8, 9. It didn't go so well, and you do this thing in the middle of the night. You pitch black in the morning, midnight. They waking up these little children to go catch crab, and you hear stuff going on in the bush, right? And then the crabs are creepy. Just for the record, crabs are creepy. They ugly, but the way they walk in the bush is a different level of creep. Just say it. So anyways, now this is it. And it's my turn to catch a crab. And this crab comes out of the bush, and my granduncle says, Nahaj, it's your turn. So he points the flashlight at this creepy thing that's coming out of the bush. I turn the flashlight, and there is this giant crab with a baby crab on its back. Might not have happened in real life, but in my childhood mind, that's what I saw. So this giant crab with this baby on his back is facing me, right? And my granduncle says, Nahaja, go get the crab. Now it's pitch black. Ain't no stars in the sky. The trees rustling, crabs everywhere. I know this is not going to go my way, Sherwin. I feel it in my gut. So I go towards the crab with the flashlight, and the crab decides, not today, Negro, not today. This crab stood up, turned around sideways, and it sideways ran me down the road, bro. Sideways ran me down the road. I dropped the flashlight. I holler like, nobody's business. Jesus, it killed me. I ran straight into this old, abandoned school or church. But I know where this is because then I closed the door. I just trying to run away from one crab, Sherwin, until I heard all the devils of hell in this abandoned school building that I locked myself into.
Whoa.
And I fainted. I woke up back home. And apparently I soiled my pants. It's a story. Needless to say, it took me years to eat a crab again.
Yes, it's island stories that will have you. And listen, the social activities here is not like Nassau. I mean, every time you go out, there's a story. There's always a story. It's exciting. I enjoy it.
I crabs just look at you funny.
I'll admit this right now. I'm scared of roach. Like flying in. No, I don't care. Call me what you want to call me. I'm scared of roach. So I'm here spraying all the time just because I'm scared of roach. The other day I went to view a property with my uncle, and he's just walking through the bush like this, like just going through the bush. And he's calling me, and I'm like, no, I'm good from here. I'm good. My camera can zoom, I can zoom and see, I'm good. I'll bring the drone back and we'll look over, no. Like snakes and tarantulas and stuff being around.
Yeah.
You just, no.
I don't do bush. I can't do bush. This island life of bush at night, that don't work with me. No. I ain't there. But and this crabbing season, that's for strong people. Like, no.
No, it ain't gonna ever be me. I'm not. Don't ask me to go crabbing. No, don't ask me to go in the bush. Not in the day. Definitely not in the night.
Man, them crabs just look at you like they ain't saved. Like we coming to get you. All I heard that crab say when it was running behind me, "I'm coming to get you. I'm coming to get you. I'm coming to get you." And it just, it was a time, boy. I tell you now, crabbing is not for me. I'll eat it, but I ain't catching it. You just believe it. Anyways, we can take a break. When we come back, free vaccine, free COVID tests, and also, have you heard about this whole bench incident at church? Like, have you heard?
Yeah, I've been reading. I've been seeing this stuff.
I got to, curiosity has gotten the better of me in this whole saga of church benches. So I want to get your thoughts. We're going to take a real quick break. When we come back, more with Sherwin Johnson live in Eleuthera. We'll be back right after this.
When I got prostate cancer, my family didn't know if I was going to live. At Cancer Treatment Centers of America, within days, I got an appointment. They presented me with treatment options, and they set up a robotic prostatectomy. When my scans came back, there are no signs of cancer. They don't see you as a number, they see you as a part of the family. I'm going on with my life. That's a real gift.
Call us at Cancer Treatment Centers of America.
The new Guardian Radio app is here. Listen live to all our Guardian Radio shows and live video stream select programs in our studio. Get information about Guardian Radio shows and our hosts. Send messages, including text, email, and even call. All from our amazing new Guardian Radio app. Download it free today in your App Store for your Apple device or Play Store for your Android device. The all-new and improved Guardian Radio app.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
It's the hit back with the hash of black. It's the hit back with the hash of black. It's the hit back.
And we're back. You're listening to the Hit Back with Nahaja Black, Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. I hope that you're doing well. Again, special guest with us today, my good friend Sherwin Johnson, Mr. Global Nightlife himself, joining us on the show live from Eleuthera, doing his thing and continuing to be great. We got a lot of show to cover today. So Sherwin, let's start with the first big thing. So today was another press conference, yeah? Press conference. Clint on a tear with the press conferences, and so we get news all the time. Raga. So now we got big announcement today was this.
In New Providence beginning on Saturday.
program in New Providence beginning on Saturday coming. Residents must register at covidtest.gov.bs beginning tomorrow. You can log on and begin registering for your free testing here in New Providence to be tested on our sites. Now we're going to begin it on Saturday with Kendall Isaacs Gymnasium and Malia. And of course, Kendall Isaac Gym will be in the form of a drive-through where you drive up, you take your test, and you're on your way. And of course, Malia. So those of you who want to participate in testing, we encourage you to be able to do that.
Okay, so your thoughts on that? I think the big takeaways of it is that we're doing 400 tests a day, right? So we're doing 400 tests a day. With this 400 tests a day, it's you only can be tested once per week. Yeah. It's a rapid antigen test. It starts did he say tomorrow? It starts tomorrow. Saturday. Starts Saturday. And Malia Sports Center. And if you are experiencing symptoms, so if you're asymptomatic, those would be the places like the Sports Center, Malia. If you are experiencing symptoms, what was also mentioned was that you go to South Beach Clinic. So now, I'm curious, 400 a day, but 3 different locations. So is there like a number per location? But it is a good thing.
Yeah, it is. I think it's a good start. What I do know is that we're gonna have to be prepared. Yeah. We're excited about numbers, and if free testing is going to happen for persons who just want to be tested, there's the possibility of huge increases. So we have to be prepared for that, mentally as well, because from COVID started, it was the numbers that was getting us. Like I say, it's a good initiative. I hope to see more free testing sites opened, so that we don't have the clusters. But I think it's a good start. That's one of the promises they made, and they're working towards, making it happen. And then, the Family Islands don't be ready too.
Hello. Oh yeah.
Be ready too.
It's so interesting because, of course, and for those, I want to replay it again just so that we get that information one more time. It's a short clip, but I just want to replay it one more time. So folks hear this.
Program in New Providence beginning on Saturday coming. Residents must register at covidtest.gov.bs beginning tomorrow. You can log on and begin registering for your free testing here in New Providence to be tested on our sites. Now we're going to begin it on Saturday with Kendall Isaacs Gymnasium and Malia. And of course, Kendall Isaac Gym will be in the form of a drive-through where you drive up, you take your test, and you're on your way. And of course, Malia. So those of you who want to participate in testing, we encourage you to be able to do that.
Yeah. So someone asked a great question. So this is the website. So the website is covidtest.gov.bs, right? So they already got a website up. Okay. All right. So let me see if I could zoom in a bit, get a better look of it. All right, that's better. Oh, look, and it got music. Hold on, I wasn't ready.
All right then.
Oh, wait, hold on. I wasn't ready. And it's still making noise. Wait. Okay, that wasn't it. That wasn't even it.
But you know what? One thing I need us to do too, though, we need to be thorough with our information and use words sometimes that people understand. I don't want to call our people dumb, but saying asymptomatic, people think that you have to feel like you have it and you don't or whatever. But asymptomatic just means without symptoms. If you don't have any symptoms, but you just want to be tested, that's what that means, Yeah.
Yeah. And what is important with that too is, let's be real. A lot of people will not, get tested, or who should use it would be as if I feel as if I've been in contact with someone who's had COVID-19, then, I'll take the test. It is a promise, the campaign promise that they made, 400 a day. I will say this with Omicron's heights, 400 a day doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a start. I think what is interesting is what is interesting or good is that we are getting some form of free testing.
Yeah.
Drive-through, did they mention it being, yes, it's a drive-through
Yeah.
test?
Yeah.
So it's a
I'm
drive-through.
wondering the number 400, if they got that based on maybe a time, thinking that, maybe one test may take up to 3 minutes, based on the time frame and stuff like that. So I'm not sure of the logistics behind it, but how many tests have we been administering before the free testing per day? Did they?
Well, it was definitely more than this. We were probably in the thousands or so.
Okay.
So now we have to figure out the logistics. Like, where do we get the number from?
Yeah.
And I know that the government has said that this is an initial offering. They did do free testing in Abaco when we had the concern and the outbreak there. And so that was the platform. So I'm happy that it's happening.
Yeah.
And so I have no issues with it happening. I definitely think it's a good thing that it is happening. I am hoping to see it all work out in terms of logistics. It sounds like they have a plan to some degree. And what do we use with that data? It is a rapid antigen test. And once per week are the parameters. So you don't run out, once per week. And I wonder, are hotel workers included in this, since hotel workers are supposed to be tested at work? And I think, go ahead.
That may be a next thing, because they're required to test every week. Mm-hmm. But I'm thinking that this system allows you to register. So maybe they may be included in this number, because it's 400 a day. 400 times, I'm not good at math, don't judge me. Mm-hmm. 400 times 5, 6, however amount of days, they're doing it. I think it's a good reach. It's a good start. It's a good help for a lot of people as well.
Yeah. It's interesting. Well, they've said Malia Sports Center and the South Ocean Clinic, or South Beach Clinic. What I say in South Ocean. Now, what is interesting is I don't think I'm hoping it's not hotel staff that already, because the hotels already pay for their testing only if they're vaccinated. I think that remember that was one of those challenges that the hotels were saying, listen, if you're vaccinated, then we'll pay for the rapid antigen test. Mm-hmm. But if you're not vaccinated, you're going to have to pay for that out of pocket, right? So I wonder if that is the case. And someone says, ask a question, are we as a country receiving these tests for free? If not, taxpayers are still paying for these. Free is a construct only if that is the case. I agree. I do not believe that they are free in terms of cost to the country. I do believe vendors are supplying this to the government at cost. Now, I'm not saying I have that data, but things that I've been hearing that is supplied to the country at cost.
We of course, if they're going to present it to us free, this is not like vaccines that are donated. The tests, these are produced and, they're sold by vendors, like you say. So I'm sure we may not have paid $1 on the dollar for them, but, we had to pay something. But they're providing it to the people for free. So that's where the free word comes from. If we're going to talk overall, then we can see where the cost may come in. And if they tell you that, okay, you have to pay $10, $5, $10, then it becomes not free. I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, listen, we wanted, the government promised free testing. We knew it would be free. When you say free for me.
Free for me. Yeah.
I worry about if it's free for you. You said free for me. Now, of course, we understand if the government pays for it, it's taxpayers' dollars. But is the taxpayer money well spent? And that is the question, because of course, all of our taxpayer dollars are spent. We would hope, and I say all it sounds like with confidence, right? Like it's utopia. Yeah. We hope that all of government's the taxpayers' dollars are spent on things for taxpayers. Right, not individual taxpayers. That's called perks or per diem, whatever. But I think it's going to be quite interesting how this rolls out. But logistically, we hope that there are no challenges. I think this will help us with data, and the government should then provide data from these rapid antigen tests.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to go off without a hitch. I'm not trying to jinx anything, but this is something new that we're doing. So I expect there to be one or two things that may change in the process. They may come back next week and say, okay, maybe 400 tests isn't what we can do, or maybe this location isn't good for this. So I expect some things to change over the next few weeks, with this just being rolled out as the beta for this program. They did say that they were going to have an app to help with this information, to decipher location and send out information and whatnot. So I expect, and they didn't say anything about it in the news conference. So I expect things to be changing as we go. We're going to be learning how this process helped us, what it cost us, stuff like that.
Yeah, and the website actually it looks good. The website looks good. Seems to be user friendly. I haven't tried it out yet. In terms of going into all of the forms, you can sign up. So how the testing works, they say sign in or sign up or sign in and complete the questionnaire. Select your location, choose your test type and time slot. And I'm curious when we talk about choosing your location. This would be interesting. Right now, I think, and of course, it works similar to just with our vaccine website.
The vaccine
so
website,
it's just, it works similar to the vaccine website. So that's how it's looking. Okay.
I'm thinking this is probably just a different face for the vaccine website.
Yeah. It looks like just a different face for it is correct.
Yeah.
Right. COVID test. And actually, it turns to vax.gov.bs when you get to this page. Yeah,
exactly.
So
they did a starter page to
lead right to that page. So it is interesting. So we now have free testing. What the government is offering, free testing starting Saturday. Did they say a time?
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. He just said starting on Saturday.
Yeah. Drive-through, Malia Sports Center, South Beach, if you are showing symptoms for the free testing once per week, rapid antigen test. What I'm hoping for now, though, is seeing data from rapid antigen tests, because the Ministry of Health doesn't get data from rapid antigen tests. And with this free testing, I think it'll be interesting to see what we do with this data. Does it all go into Ministry of Health, or are we going to have a subset of information based on free testing and do data derived from the free testing and create it as a sample? I think it'll be very interesting using this website to collect different forms of data. So when we talk about location, we can then, if we're wise in collecting data, determine if there's a cluster in a particular community. Yeah. If you are using the app or the website effectively.
We did that in the beginning. I remember in the beginning of COVID, they said, okay, this area was where the cluster was.
Yeah.
And I don't know what happened to that. That was very good information,
The computer broke down. That's my story. I figured that's what happened.
Yeah, possibly got a virus or something. I don't know.
Well, I might have gotten COVID.
It was helpful information. You can't see the thing is, I'm one who challenge information. You can't just tell me that something is black without showing me. If you tell me, oh, your events are having these big outbursts, show me that. Show me that this particular event produced this amount of positive tests. We had places owning their challenges that happened. Oh, this place is closed because somebody tests positive. I think that's stopped. We just see places closing down. They're not saying, okay, this is what happened. So if I knew that I was at this particular spot within a certain time frame, I could go and get tested or go and check myself or, protect my family,
And I think listen, that's the importance of data, right? The importance of data is that it gives you more ammunition to make better decisions. And that helps us to create better policy decisions. And again, someone mentioned NHI. I am disappointed that NHI isn't being used more, because NHI, from what I was told from those persons working within NHI, is that it has a little bit more technology than we even know. And even now, I think there's some sort of hamstringing with NHI as well, where a major complaint Sherwin, is that I'm using the primary care physicians on the list, but if it's outside of the clinic, these primary care physicians are considered private. And now if I need to go to the public hospital, I have to go through, I have to go to the clinic where I didn't want to go. You didn't want me to go to the clinic in the first place, right? Now I have to go to the clinic to get a sign off so that I can go into the hospital. This is ridiculous. You've created a database with physicians that you use, cut some of this red tape and allow for these private physicians who are a part of the public NHI system to allow you to seamlessly move into the public sector.
See, what we do, and this is an issue with Bahamian people, with the free testing. I've seen persons complain from weeks ago. Oh, the new government promised free testing. They said that we would get free testing. They said from day one. My thing is, everything is a process. And what we've done in the past is we've put out a product and then try and work to making sure that product is something that makes sense. I think what NHI was, it was a promise and people were excited about it. So let's put it out there without working all of the details and the usability for it before we put it out there with the least amount of turbulence.
Yeah, and in COVID this time we need all of the health facilities we can get, and I'm hoping someone in NHI or hoping someone in health will help NHI to be more effective. There are a lot of Bahamians who were said sign up. But now this is a hurdle. I'm telling you, I got family members who say, Nahaja, who you got as a friend? I need to get to PMH now. And the problem is I went through my NHI doctor and now I need to get back into, it's ridiculous. It's all in the public sector. And it's all of this adds to levels of confusion and issues with care. And, but good on the government. We got free testing. Good on them. Thank you very much.
Great move,
Y'all take advantage of the 400 free tests. I don't know if it's enough because Alex said we do 700 PCR tests on average a day. Imagine how much rapid antigen tests we do.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, 400 to 0 is still better to me. My thing is, persons who are symptomatic have to do the PCR. They present themselves to a different location. I'm wondering if I guess this rapid test can be used for travel.
Yes, it can.
Persons who are vaccinated, so that may be a big issue. Persons who are trying to travel and just need their test and don't nobody wants to pay, but
yeah, it's a big saving.
May the first come win, I guess.
It's not like may the odds forever be in your favor. That's
in your favor.
It sounded like, but I think it's. I'm happy for the fact that they're doing it. It's a promise that they made, and they're bringing true on the promise. So we ain't used to that, honestly.
No, we're not used to promises being honored.
That's why we don't even. That's why we technically
we don't know how to act. We don't
even want to celebrate it. Like what? When is the shoe gonna drop? So
yes, we're so used to the mess ups that when we do get something, we're like we're a little hesitant. Like
yeah. This the flower after the abuse, right?
Yeah.
Listen, I've been in a bad relationship for so long. I ain't used to your flowers.
Yeah.
Right? Like you just trying to swing me.
Yeah. Why you giving me flowers? You doing something bad. What? I'm
trying to give you flowers.
Yeah.
I don't trust you. I don't trust you.
I must say, I am a bit impressed with some direction we've been taking so far. They've been trying their best to do some things, and I'm excited about it. If you do want to take the free test, go and do it. If you don't, then don't.
Yeah, but it's there now. It's there. And that I can't lie to you, Sherwin. I am floored. It's there.
It's
right.
There.
It's there. And so this is commendable, and that they actually figured it out, like logistically, and came up and lived true to their word. And I think we've grown accustomed to that not being the case. So I commend the government for it. We'll take the
it's not a
400.
year before election.
Say again?
And it's not a year, a couple months before election.
You're right on that. You're right on that. You're right. You know, normally they fix the road. By the way, can I just say, Time? And I was about to say they fixed the road right before. Can someone tell me when y'all gonna fix them road, that one road in Pinewood? How many years Pinewoodians got to ride down this one road every time what they pave this road with? What they cut this road with? This ain't real tar. This is like sardine and grits. What is this? Every time can I get the people who pave the road out West Bay Street? Them people who pave the road, put the double lines around the curve, put all the lights on the side, you know, the little reflective thingies. Yeah. Can they go in Pinewood, please, and give my people in Pinewood a real road? This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Every time they chop up the road, by 2 minutes later, one rain, road finish. Halfway in, the people in Pinewood. Fix the road, please.
The quality of the products we use has downgraded. I mean, I see it all the time. You know, we just have to let's do it right the first time. But like somebody said, you know, we pave the roads, and then 2 weeks later, you see that one company taking it up and they only patches it. The next company.
Oh, you breaking right up. You breaking up so much. I don't even know if it's like a torrential rain. You know, that's torrential rain. That's not that Eleuthera ghost. You breaking right up.
You know what?
Someone said that the challenge is most roads are not paved thick enough. It needs to be 2 to 3 inches thick, but most are less than an inch. Okay, let me say what bothered me with Pinewood's Road. First of all, this happens all the time with Pinewood. This is just uncalled for, right? Uncalled for. I don't understand why this one community cannot do this one road right. They scrape it. The last people who did it scraped it. Had people riding their one good car where they probably got a little mini loan on, riding on this terrible road, destroying the shocks, wheel getting knocked out of line. I watched one lady ride on a whole Sherwin. She rode in that hole so well, the front tire and the back tire died. This is not this, and you know what we do as Bahamians when that happens? We be like, "Oh, Jesus, I can't take that. I gotta leave." We see that, we just like, "Oh, poor lady," right? And we just move on to another hole. But how is it?
My apologies.
No worries. How is it that they cannot get this right? The same people who did West Bay Street, who making sure all of us on West Bay Street got good road, can do the same thing for my people in Pinewood. Somebody, where your road is, please, let's call out these terrible roads. All right?
Drop the road.
West Bay was Morgan, because that's a real road.
I'll say this. There's been a lot of action going on. I see a lot of times recently when people speak out on things, it gets addressed. So, you know, let's talk about it. We don't have to go about it the way we used to, mind you. You know, you want to get hype, argue, curse, carry on. But let's do it. I see just recently with the virtual mishap, you know, people talk about it and they're working to correcting it. You know,
Listen, I need them to hear this. Fix that road. Someone says because the community is low lying, the water sits after rain, being acidic. And with the limestone under it, it eats away the road. Millions to correct. I will say this, Shanali. When we decided to do the Roadworks project years ago under the Ingram administration, we went hundreds of millions, almost $100 million over budget. And we laid pipes that was for a water company that ended up selling us water. Okay? Our own water, selling us water. We could find money to make roads on Blue Hill Road, shut down all of the businesses, almost all the businesses on Blue Hill Road, with no spaces for buses to stop. And you mean to tell me that short space of road?
Hold on now. Hold on now.
See, I have a feeling. I have a feeling on that one.
The bus stop thing. See, we so used to saying bus stop wherever we want. You know, we don't say bus stop at the bus stop. Or we don't stop at the bus stop. We want the bus stop wherever we want to stop. Yeah. You know.
But listen, I don't mind.
You have to stop when bus stop. You have to, excuse me, I did not hear. No. It just don't work like that.
I with you, and listen, I don't even mind. They didn't even do bus stop spaces, so they had to ride. They had to. They painted bus stop in the road. Just fix the roads, man. In particular, Pinewood. Someone said Carmichael Road and Village Road. Yeah, Village Road is deplorable. But my God, man, I don't think it's right. It ain't right. Taxpayer dollars. Let's see what we can do. I would hope that is on the agenda for the Member of Parliament, Mr. LaRota, for his constituency in Pinewood, and that they get that sorted out. Because I can tell you my West Bay Street Road straight.
I think with the roads, right? Like when you go to road traffic, if one of your lights out, you can't get license. My thing is, if I drive in a pretty up-to-date car, you know, and one of my lights, you don't think it's because of these roads? And I know in the U.S., if there's an incident, you can claim if it has to do with the road, you know. And these roads, they do a lot to our cars, and then we have to pay for it. And then, you know, just give us some good roads, man.
Man, I just need that one. Every time it's like this been going on for years with that one road, man. That one road. I feel for my people in Pinewood. Just throwing that out there. I was supposed to mention that months ago, and as soon as it was done, just watch. Take a minute, just some pure entertainment. Someone do a TikTok just watching Bahamians drive on Pinewood Road. Just watch them drive on. I don't know what that road name. I just call it Pinewood Road. But when you see
the main one.
When you see Sherwin, people literally just stop and they watch to see if the fella fall in a hole before them. I'm like, okay, did he fall in a hole? No. All right, we just taking the same path. And when that car in front of you dip, everybody's just slow down, like stop. All right, just go around. It's crazy. We're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, though, someone says, "Y'all be quiet." Says, "I'll make us pay tolls." See, hold on now. I ain't there yet. All right. I still upset with my $2 for the bridge, and I don't cross the bridge. So I guess I don't have to pay it. So what I making noise for? You're listening to the Hit Back with Nahaja Black, Guardian Radio. When we come back, have you been following the benches story? Y'all ain't ready for this. We'll be back right after this.
This is Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
Good afternoon. I'm Tashina Robinson, and here's a look at some of the stories we're working on at this hour. The PLP finally delivering on a campaign promise. 2 free COVID testing sites opening this Saturday in the capital. One location is Amelia Resort. The other is the Kendall Isaac Gymnasium. 50 nurses arriving from Cuba next week to hopefully help turn the tide in the Bahamas' 4th wave of coronavirus. 12 doctors are supposed to join the public service as well. The new hirings come as 130 healthcare professionals are out of commission between New Providence and Grand Bahamas public healthcare system. The private sector isn't faring any better. 120 doctors, hospital employees are home from work due to COVID. The Grand Lucayan Hotel is expected to cost the government more than $1 million a month to keep the property afloat as it seeks out a new buyer. That's the latest from Deputy Prime Minister Chester Cooper. The government and ITM Royal Caribbean mutually agreed to cancel the sale of the property last month. And one day after the Davis administration signed an amended heads of agreement with Western Atlantic University School of Medicine, Deputy Prime Minister Chester Cooper toured the Grand Bahama facility this afternoon. The amended agreement removes the moratorium on the establishment of medical schools in the Bahamas. That's what's topping the news at this hour. I'm Tashina Robinson. Stay tuned. AP News is up next.
A web of lies. I'm Tim McGuire with an AP News Minute. President Biden says former President Donald Trump has been spreading lies about the 2020 election and the attack on the Capitol a year ago today.
He's done so because he values power over principle, because he sees his own interest as more important than his country's interest, than America's interest, and because his bruised ego matters more to him than our democracy or our Constitution. He can't accept he lost.
Most Republicans were noticeably absent from Biden's speech at the Capitol today. Wyoming Republican Liz Cheney, vice chair of the Select Committee investigating the attack and the Trump administration's actions ahead of and during the assault last year, tells NBC that fellow Republicans are wrong to back Trump.
They ought to be ashamed of themselves, and history is watching, and history will judge them.
Her father, former Vice President Dick Cheney, was asked about the GOP attacks on her.
My daughter can take care of herself.
I'm Tim McGuire.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
It's the hit back with the hash of black. It's the hit back with the hash of black. It's the hit back with the hash of black. It's the hit back with the hash of black.
And we're back. You're listening to the Hit Back with Nahaja Black, Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Special co-host joining me today, my good friend Sherwin Johnson. And he's having some technical issues, but it's Eleuthera, right? All of that raving about Eleuthera. Petty, gotta say, but his light on. His light on though.
Wow. Yeah.
His light on. His internet just choppy.
I can do nothing to you. I can let you have that one.
And I want to welcome. So if you guys haven't been keeping up, so there's this interesting story that, mind you, I wasn't really paying much attention to. You kind of saw it, on social media a bit. And here it is. Let me just go with it. All right. So fine. We have, if you've been following, there's this court case and judgment since regarding an internal dispute with the church, Golden Gates Assembly, pastored by Bishop Ross Davis and some of his, former board members, executive team. I don't even know all of the logistics of it. Mm-hmm. However, it has gone into court. We know that there was controversy surrounding it for some years and finally went into court. And it didn't go anyone's particular way, if memory serves me, but my guest will help me to understand what went down as well. Mm-hmm. But what has happened, and in all of this with this church dispute, and church people, I ain't gonna lie, kind of shaming me with all of this now, right? I'm getting a little shame with all of this church dispute going on about who's in charge. Tell me who's in the house, JC.
It's crazy. I've never seen it like this, where the people we're supposed to look to for guidance and some moral compass are the ones who are fighting. I saved my comments on Facebook about it, but it's just deplorable, to see what was happening,
Come on. Listen, so this, I could honestly, y'all, I could care less about other people's church politics. Honestly, I've never mentioned it on my show because it's like a relationship gone bad, right? So it's just your business. It just happens to be that as a church and we fighting over territory. Someone says Ross Davis is not the pastor. He is now retired. See, I don't care. Now here's where it gets interesting though, and why today this is a conversation, because it's somehow this enmity between the sides has brought in a well-loved, a greatly loved a beloved figure in the community. He's singing Bishop Lawrence Road, right? Why are you messing with
what's
singing?
going on?
Don't just let the singing prophet sing. Let him dance and feed people. That man has been very vital in our community during COVID-19. The Senate has, did their Christmas dinner, lunch or dinner with him. We've had different special companies donating to the cause as he and other ministries have stayed open to feed people. So now here we go, though. This is what got in the headwinds and has caused this stir and leading to the conversation on church benches. You can't make this stuff up.
Yeah.
So a notorious attorney, right, figure was on Shanique Miller's show last night, and it was even a voice note beforehand, really saying to the singing prophet, return these benches.
Yeah.
You received benches that was somehow not in the right to receive. And the voice note was unseemly. Honestly, I think the voice note was unseemly. It wasn't necessary. Like, why do that? Call the bishop personally if it is such a legal matter. Were you even hired as the attorney? These are questions that I'm left asked and needing answers to. And now it has caused the firestorm. So one of my good friends, he's also been a guest on the show, right? Mm-hmm. Last night had come to his final hour.
Yes.
And as the good reverend, he decided that there was a bridge that was crossed, a road that was trod, gone too far for him when dealing with the bishop. So I said, I got to call my friend. And I said, my good friend, Pastor Christopher Roberts, you blow all that steam off last night live. I need you to come on the show today and tell me what really going down and why we say leave the bishop and his bench. And mind you, the bishop was on Eyewitness News last night. And the bishop said, I ain't giving him back. I don't blame Bishop. What? No. Like, seriously.
I don't blame him.
Anyways, I want to welcome my good friend, Pastor Chris Hyler Roberts. Chris, welcome to the show, buddy.
Thank you so much.
That's our good friend.
Good evening to your not so good co-host. Your wonderful listening audience. Thank you as always for having me.
Listen, Chris, so last night I, along with a lot of Bahamians, got a chance to listen to your response, and your response was very strong in protest against what you felt was uncalled for behavior by the noted attorney towards Bishop Lawrence Roll, the singing prophet. Give us, from your vantage point as a man of the cloth, as a man of faith, what compelled you to speak out in support of Lawrence Roll last night?
If you are a person who is frequent in social media, particularly Facebook, you would know that over the last year or so, it seems like people have taken Lawrence Roll as an easy target.
No offense.
See, they take, there's a saying that say, don't take my meekness for weakness. And that is what it appears is happening. Maria is not the first bully to go after Prophet Lawrence Roll. Now, say what you like about Lawrence. The underline, he's a preacher, he's a bishop, whatever. Lawrence is an entertainer. Lawrence is going to do what he has to do to get you to laugh, to get you to feel happy, to get you to feel he can dance if that's going to get a laugh. He can say something funny, loose as a goose, and now it's become a trending term. Whatever he's an entertainer, and we give that to him. But he's a man with a heart of gold. He is a man with compassion for the people who doesn't just speak it. he lives it to the extent of sometimes not being able to pay his own bills. And I'm not telling you, nobody know me. I know him personally. I've sat with him, talked to him often, so I know the struggles that he go through. And these people, see, this is what bullies do. Bullies look at the prey, and the prey that doesn't fight back, that's the one they attack. I got to the point where I'm just sick and tired of people going after this man because they know in his humility, he's not going to respond. He's not going to clap back. Oh, he can love you. He can forgive you. And so they jump on that bandwagon. Well, let me tell you something. I ain't one of them preachers. I ain't one of them.
You're live. You're live.
The Bible says if they slap you on one cheek, you must turn the other cheek. Well, my interpretation of that is if you slap me, the other cheek is your cheek. When you don't turn mine, I can turn yours. Hey! All right? I am sick and tired of people going after this man who doing more for the community in some instances than the government itself is doing.
I agree with you. I agree.
Are you attacking him for what?
Yeah.
Maria Dachson is a bully. She has bullied herself into situations. Ain't nobody hire her. According to her own comments last evening, one person called her and complained. And this is what the issue has become from one call, from one person. Listen to me, you got to be a devil of devils to go after Lawrence Road over benches for this.
Listen, so I got to make sure, because you said, mind you, and you're right. If you're just tuning in, Pastor Mike, listen, he was hot last night. It ain't changed tonight. My good friend, Pastor Chris Hyla Roberts, speaking great truth on that, because we do believe, and for sure, the truth is, Bishop Lawrence Roll is a man of the community, more so than anything else. I thought that the voice note was beyond unseemly. Why? And my problem with it is, and I did not get to watch last night. I heard the responses from last night, so I didn't get to watch last night. And I was surprised that it got to that level. I thought the voice note already, which was kind of like national, like, we're sending it out, my fellow Bahamians. This one is for, Bishop Lawrence Roll. I respect you to the utmost, but you need to return the benches. I'm like, what are we doing here today? What are we doing here today? This is unnecessary, right? So I agree with you. It feels as if we're picking on the bishop. And I wonder from your position, Chris, when you look at it from the church's vantage point, has this gone too far? Let's move out Mr. Axon now, because this is definitely gone too far. But when we even look at the church and this dispute, bringing Bishop in the middle makes no sense to me.
Listen, this matter has so little to do with benches and Lawrence Road. Okay? This stems from whatever issues are going on in Golden Gates internally. Let me tell you, Nahaja, why I say this don't have nothing to do with the benches. This same Ross Davis, Bishop Ross Davis, this same Golden Gates gave this same Bishop Lawrence Roll the benches that he just took out of his sanctuary, as he put it, the termites then had barbecue with it. That's how bad it was. Golden Gates, according to the record of Reverend Bishop Lawrence Roll and that of Golden Gates, they gave him these chairs, these benches, some 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Basically, the same people who now, quote unquote, making noise about these benches, they were there 15 years ago when the benches were given. How come there was no uproar then? Why didn't you question the bishop's authority to give away benches then? Why is it now an issue? So for me, it ain't about the benches.
Chris.
The problem is 15 years ago, y'all were okay. Now, because you're not okay, the benches becomes that thing that you will now attack and involve Lawrence Roll to deal with what's on the inside.
Ridiculous.
For me,
Chris,
but keep your business inside and deal with it inside.
Are the benches that were donated, were they out of the sanctuary of the church?
They, according to my intel, they were in storage for over 2.5 years. They don't use them.
What?
So these are not benches that they were sitting on that were taken away.
Were in storage, already taken out of the sanctuary, replaced by chairs, and were in storage for over 2 years. No using them, no intent to use them again, according to my intel.
What a time. Well, someone says, Ms. Jackson is a smart woman. No public relations is bad public relations. She keeps her name out there, drumming up more business for her law firm. You think that this is just a stunt?
Which law firm? The one what she keeps on the steps of the hospital?
Chris.
Which law firm? And smart in which regard? There's smart and then there's smart. There's street smart and then there's intelligence smart. Which talking about? Because we sure as hell ain't talking about intelligence smart.
Oh, geez. Okay, hold on now. Hold on, this live on radio. This ain't just internet.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I gotta keep
it has gotten to a point. The way she read about it was totally wrong. And like you say, she wasn't legally called to do that. And for her to do that so publicly, there was intentions behind that. And like you say, they take the good bishop for no offense. And all he say is, "I'ma love you."
Yeah. And listen, I'm just surprised that this situation has gone as far as it's gone. This is, it's disappointing. And I'm curious, have you heard anything from the church, the membership themselves, with regards to this response? I haven't heard anything saying that Mrs. Jackson is the lawyer of the church or this group. Have you heard anything?
Well, she claimed last night on Beyond the Headlines. Well, see, first she said that she got a call from a group of members and some of the pastors. That was the first claim. As the conversation progressed, she said, because Shanique asked her, are any pastors involved in this? She says, no pastors. So it changes in the first instance from a group of members and some pastors, then it changed to no pastors, just members. Then when we got down to the end of the show, when Shanique asked us, so what do y'all want out of all of this? What's the intent? What's the end game? She said, well, the one member who been calling me wants the benches back. So we moved from a group of ministers and pastors, a group of members and pastors, to just no pastors, just a group of members. Now we're down to one member. Well, even if it's one member, which disappoints me that you, and that's why I say there's a difference between street smart and intelligent smart, because an intelligently smart lawyer will know that you ain't got no kind of case with one member when you got hundreds in the congregation.
You think that member may have donated?
The benches, they might have been the bench. You know what? Let me just move on.
But once that one member would have donated the benches, it's no longer that one member's benches. It is the church's benches. And so if there is a case, the case has to come from a grouping of people. If you're talking about church property.
Well, listen, what the question is, let's do this, because I don't want you to beat that drum too strong here. But when we go to this whole thing with the bishop, some said, the Bishop Lawrence Roll cried and all of that stuff. I'm more curious from your point, Chris. Do you believe that he should return the benches? He said he's not returning them. And I can't believe
absolutely not. See, listen to me. I'm not, and I've been very intentional in not discussing the internal issue of Golden Gates. I am not a member of Golden Gates. I do not speak for Golden Gates. And so I am not going to involve myself in what is the internal issue. But that being put aside, I see somebody just now, and see y'all got to be careful when you're talking about things which y'all don't know about. I see somebody posted a minute ago that Bishop Davis is no longer the pastor. He retired. Man, go sit down with Maria, because y'all don't know what the hell y'all talking about. Okay. And so you have Bishop Ross Davis, who is the overseer of Golden Gates. You have the leadership. Now, are you trying to tell me that every decision, let's remove it from the church then? Because see, y'all try to hold the church, and this is what angers me. Y'all try to hold the church to a standard beyond where y'all hold the government and everybody else. And somebody will quickly say, yeah, but they're the church. No. It's the same people. The same people who operate in the church is the same people who operate in the government, is the same people who operate in the systems and on your job. Same people. They just come to church on Sunday. Okay? So you're trying to tell me every time the government decides that they want to do X, Y, Z, they have to call a referendum to make a decision and get the majority vote? No, that's the reason why they were elected and given the responsibility to make certain decisions. So you're trying to tell me that there's some benches sitting in the corner somewhere that the church is moving away from, have no intentions of ever using again, that the bishop needs to call a meeting to get permission to give the benches to somebody, another church whose benches are literally falling apart because of the termite. You should have seen Lawrence Rowe take his hand and break a piece out of an oak wood bench. That's how torn up it was. And you're trying to tell me the bishop's supposed to have a congressional meeting to get, well, he might as well not be the pastor then.
Oh, see, now that's a whole story there. That's a whole thing there too. Yeah, it should be,
those benches were given in good faith by proper authority.
Well, let me ask you this.
Of the church.
Let me ask you this, Chris. But this we've been seeing a lot of this lately. Not a lot of this, but this is something that's not new now. We're seeing where leadership changes and the pastor wants to say pass it on to his son, his daughter, or whatever, and now we got to go to court on some matter. This is one of those issues of we want to make these churches modernized. We want it to be a company, but yet we still want to do things the old way. We still want to be able to bequeath a ministry. We still want to hand it over. Is this not the fault of our own arrogance in believing we can have it both ways?
I know, and I agree with you that we've seen that, right? But here's the other thing about that, though, Nahaja. Here's the thing about this. You talk about the bishop, the pastor, the overseer, and we're not talking about Golden Gates. We're talking about all of the situations that we've seen. You're talking about the bishop or the pastor who's retiring, who wants to pass it on to whomever. And so the matter ends up in dispute or ends up in court. But let's look at this also. In every case, even those who end up taking it to court are not in the majority. So no side took it to the church. No side. In every case, had either side determined to take it to the congregation, we probably would not have been where we are today. And I will say this. And this may get me in some trouble, but look here.
Okay, hold on now. Legally, just make sure I don't legally get me in trouble.
No, ain't that kind of trouble. Those, and I'm going to say this, those who are contending and having issues, and I'm going to go back to Golden Gates, from where I sit and what my observation has been, those who are contending and want to seemingly be the choice and the leader, they couldn't drag the shoes of Trent Davis for where he has brought that ministry since he would have been. See, that is the proof for me Because I may want my son to take over, but is my son capable of growing this ministry and moving it greater than where I am? It isn't because you're my son, but the fact that you're my son, can you take the ministry? And for me, Trent Davis has shown beyond measure that he could take, and he has taken Golden Gates to the next level. That for me,
I personally seeing some stuff.
Yeah.
I've seen some growth in Golden Gates over the past few. Yeah, I've seen it as well too.
But I'm listening, y'all could see all y'all want to see them folk ain't into that.
No,
but who folk? Is it the majority? Because if it ain't the majority, they wouldn't be doing what they're doing. Go to Golden Gates any given Sunday.
The people say
see who the minority is and see who the majority is.
Someone says the Church of God should never be brought into disrepute. The bishop should return the benches and allow God to make the difference.
Okay, go take them and then you give them some benches since you got all them out. You go give them some. Give them yours.
No, man, no. I kind of see. This is a double edge. I think if I was in the bishop's position, I probably would politely go and park them benches right outside their church as well, and show that I'm. But the bishop, he's been doing that, showing that he's a bigger person in a lot of these circumstances, and to remove himself from what's going on internally in that church, I would have, I would have taken him back. But that's his decision. If
how you taking that back, boy? Let's just tell him come forward. I ain't taking it back.
Let me ask you this, Sherwin. You live across the street from me.
Mm-hmm.
No food in your cupboard. You got children to feed. They hungry.
Mm-hmm.
I pack a bag of grocery and I bring it over to you. You about ready to cook and eat your food, and you hear me and my wife arguing. She want to know who give me right to bring you food. You can pack up the food and bring it back over to my house. That's what you're telling me?
I possibly will.
Okay. Well, you and your children stay hungry if that's your position. Because me and mine, we gonna eat, and if you want it, you'll go in the toilet and get it.
And I want to say this: there's such a thing as receiving. So if this turns over, what they call you receiving, and what I don't know what the term is.
But this is not a crime.
Well,
well, actually, and this is what is so interesting. I'm glad you brought it up. I'm glad you brought that up, Chris, because it's not a crime. Sherwin, and you're on this. It's not a crime. This is something that has been put out into the ethers of social spaces as a command from someone who cannot command another person at this point, because it's not a legal thing. So it has been brought to the fore of public discussion, perhaps in a way to embarrass, because it was fascinating to me that Ms. Jackson would call out the bishop rather than Bishop Lawrence Roll, rather than the church that donated it.
Yeah.
Right? Why make this conversation with Bishop Roll? Rather make it a discussion with the church and say, because Bishop Roll he's not a party to this other than receiving a gift.
Yeah.
That's the bullishness of these people. You choose and find a common prey. That's what this is about.
Yeah. And then someone says, who is Attorney Jackson really representing? We don't know. The one person, maybe? We don't know.
She's representing her 5 minutes of fame.
Is she even a member of the Golden Gate?
My fellow Bahamians.
Yep. No, she's not.
You're a lawyer. Go to court and deal with the matter. Don't come in social media trying to bully nobody into responding to what you think they ought to do. If you have a case, if you've been hired by the members, take the matter to court and deal with it in court.
Yes. Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah. Go to court. My whole thing is to just do it in court. You just do it. It says send it to court. I thought it just seemed unseemly that we would be picking on Bishop Lawrence Roll for this, and actually making it. The only reason why we're discussing it here today was because it ended up being on national TV.
I saw the bishop post something today, and it really hit me because this has him in such a place where his post was in the vein of, my days may not be long hair and whatever, and I could have feel the heaviness in the post.
Send it to me. I didn't get to see it.
Created and everybody was just encouraging him. And I mean, before time, I was one that laughed at the bishop, no lie, because he's entertaining. But I've seen his work and I've seen his heart. Like this man is genuinely for the people. And he does it in a way that we're not really used to. He's entertaining. You understand? So I commend him for what he's done. He's done far greater than most of us will ever do or have ever done. You know, so I commend him, and I say to him, be encouraged, man. Be encouraged.
Yeah, this definitely shouldn't have gone to this point.
This is the thing that angered me also. It's because, I mean, we all know, because Bishop always in the camera, so we all know what he's doing. I mean, to the extent of BPL coming to cut off the Choice Light and thing, because instead of taking the money and giving to BPL, he had to try feed the people, and that's what he's been doing. And this is the man that you want to come and harass and bully about benches? Come on, man! You look at the condition of those benches that came out of the church. And listen to me, if there is a gathering of people from Golden Gates who have the issue with this matter, then go and deal with it in Golden Gates.
Yeah.
Lawrence Roll is not a part of this. How do you make him a part of this and threaten him with court action, and that he would be named in the court action as all of these are bully tactics to get people to comply. The Bible says the spirit of intimidation is like witchcraft. That's what that bugger operating in, witchcraft. Trying to intimidate people. She ain't got no God in her. She got the devil right now.
All right. Okay, Bishop. All right, Pastor. We take a break. Thanks. Yes. Chris, you are the best. Appreciate you. Before you get me censured. I love you, buddy.
Go drink some tea, man. Go drink some tea.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna wait for me. I need something strong tonight.
See, listen, call it narrow my God to thee. All right. Love you, buddy. Take care. We'll talk soon.
God bless.
All right. Pastor Chris Hyla. That's my guy. I just love him. Why I love Chris is that he does not. I just love him. That's one fellow. He keeps it real, and I just love him. You know, he's a really good guy, and that's one of the things we need in church. You just keep it real. All right, we're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, I see a lot of comments on it. We'll see. Get your thoughts on it. You're listening to the Hit Back with Nahaja Black, Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. We'll be back after this.
Anyone can offer you a value combo, but at Burger King Nassau, we offer you value and flavor. Introducing BK's $5 barbecue meal deal, where you can get your choice of barbecue chicken junior or barbecue Whopper Junior with cheese plus fries and a drink for only $5, including VAT. That's right. Go to any of Burger King Nassau's 7 convenient locations and enjoy value plus barbecue in a $5 combo. The barbecue chicken junior and barbecue Whopper Junior meal deals are only available at Burger King Nassau, where taste is king.
When I got prostate cancer, my family didn't know if I was going to live at Cancer Treatment Centers of America. Within days, I got an appointment. They presented me with treatment options, and we set up a robotic prostatectomy. When my scans came back, there are no signs of cancer. They don't see you as a number, they see you as a part of the family. I'm going on with my life. It's a real gift.
Call us at Cancer Treatment Centers of America.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
It's the Hit Back with Nahaja Black. It's the Hit Back with Nahaja Black. It's the Hit Back with Nahaja Black.
And we're back. You're listening to the Hit Back with Nahaja Black, Guardian Radio. Sherwin Johnson, Mr. Bahamas, Global Nightlife joining us. Got to get it together. Global Nightlife joining us. Well, boy, Sherwin, that was a segment, eh?
Yes. I don't think there's any much. I don't understand.
Listen, I tell you.
I have nothing to say.
This, I always tell you, on normal days, we benches. This benches.
They say mind the business and pay your eye getting in it. That's the church business. I just want to tell the bishop, be encouraged. That's all I wanted.
Be encouraged. Be encouraged, Bishop.
Yeah.
Be encouraged. Someone says, I am a member of Golden Gates, and she does not represent me nor the majority of Golden Gates members. Golden Gates is a caring church and a church that reaches and touches people. If a few is disgruntled, they need to leave, period. Period. Well, listen, I think the fact that it has gone to this place with illegal wrangling is sad.
Yeah.
It's sad, right? Like,
and so publicly, so publicly. But.
Yeah. Come on, you don't want that. Church is supposed to be this place of unity and love. And, love is something if you give it away. What is it?
Listen, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
It's just, but don't sleep now, because Pastor Chris, he came under fire last night for his comments as well. He came under fire.
I skimmed through the live, and I was like, oh, okay, Like
I
said, back my comments because I really don't want to get involved in their personal, But I do understand the bishop's position, and it could put you in a difficult, So.
It's all we need is love. Why don't we sing some Beatles songs? We need to sing some Beatles songs. We need to, love is something if you give it away. But the whole thing is, man, look here, man. I mean, all the things going on in the world, yeah?
Yeah.
The benches have made it to national discussion.
Listen.
The benches.
Welcome to Bahamian Entertainment.
The benches, right? So, but it is what it is. We just pray that everyone gets this resolved, man. We don't want. I don't want to see any more of this in fighting in ministries across the country. We gotta, and succession planning is a very serious thing, and ministry should have that level of succession planning. You look at Neil Ellis. I think he's resigning. Bishop Neil Ellis is resigning, and I think he has already named his successor. I think so, but though this is his last year, so hopefully drama there. Hopefully, no drama there.
They should have these things in place, and that should be a conversation before. I'm sure that they probably did not just out the blue come up with who should succeed, who leaves. But that ain't my conversation. That ain't my.
All I can say is leave. Leave. You know the reggae song? Leave your business alone. Leave your business and mind your own.
Leave Lawrence roll alone. All right, don't Google that. Yeah.
So, listen, it is a sad thing, but I thought it was interesting that it became so big. Like, watching it starting from week before last week, and it just kept getting bigger until it was on, nightly news special, and then you got a live to rebut, and
wait,
now I am like,
news?
Say again?
It was on the news?
Yeah.
It was
on Shanique Miller's show last night. Not it. Ms. Daxon was on Shanique Miller's show last night.
Yeah.
And Eyewitness News also did a segment on it. Yeah. Then you had the bishop crying, benches stem deeper than what we think. You ain't lying. Them benches go deep, boy. Them benches, they ain't just going in concrete for you to sit in. Don't rock the bench. Rock the bench. Don't rock the bench, baby. All right.
No.
So
in the spirit.
I try and do, but it's a real thing. Someone says, I agree with Pastor Roberts. Bishop role has nothing to do with the legal battle that is going on. If the congregation requires the benches to be returned, then the attorney there. Then as the attorney, there are steps that the attorney should have taken rather than issuing threats via social media to Bishop Roll. Just a sad form from a seasoned attorney. Yeah, I'm with you. Oh, it's Admiral Tidbit. Is Tidbit or Tidbit? I say Tidbit.
Oh, man.
Admiral Tibet. Yeah, that's a good song. Leave people business alone. But
Man,
it is, it's a sad
I've
situation.
missed this, man. We've been far too long.
I agree. I agree.
Yes.
So now, one more thing before we, start to wrap it up. My good friend Sherwin Johnson, live from Eleuthera, made the transition from Nassau to Eleuthera. All right, hold on. Yes, there was. I said, what about the breakout their teeth, Apostle and her drama?
Oh, God. Chris covered that in the bullies, He covered that in the bullies.
Because I just heard the voice note or the video where I think she told Chris she could pray to break out his teeth, right? Mm-hmm. Was it that leave? Man, look here. There's some serious times in this country, man. I actually need to get that video. I have to get that video. We have to get that video. It was quite entertaining because now you remember we have 7 good days. That 7 good days was legend, right? By the prophetess. 7 good days was legend.
Well,
now we have. Go ahead.
7 good days may not be the natural days that we know. So maybe be on day 1.
I was actually talking about breaking out teeth, but you were in benches. Oh Lord!
Let's go drink your tea. Go drink your tea. We was moving on.
I have to check. Okay, someone's yes, they're right. They said check my inbox. Check my inbox because I saw it. I have to play that. That was fascinating. I must say, that one with the with the dentures was life. Nice. And I have to find that for y'all so that we can play that before we go. But anyways, all right. Someone said I hollered at a natural holler.
Yes.
But when you talk about what we do as a country and as people, right? Church is interesting though. Can I just say that church is interesting? That there's no way you could talk about Bahamian ease without talking about church. And there's so many church dynamics.
Yeah. Agreed.
And so I would say this. No, can you hear me now? Okay, I'm back. I think. Ooh, child, that was struggly just now. All right, yeah, that was some BPL magic.
You know what? This is why you don't tell black people that,
That was my BPL magic. So, okay, what was so funny to me was this whole video now, and I got to share this with y'all. Okay, this was interesting.
Just how David said God break up their cheekbone. Just how David said God break up their cheekbones. I'll tell God break up your teeth right now in your mouth.
No, man. It's a real thing. It is a real thing.
And that was the Pastor Chris.
Jesus.
These church people is just too much. Ooh, that's just church people just too much. Oh, this is powerful. That's a real thing. Let's do that one more time for the road. One more time.
Just how David said God break up their cheekbones. I'll tell God break up your teeth right now in your mouth.
No, listen. I've never seen it. They say eyes have not seen, ears have not heard. I can't finish that. I can't finish it because that don't go with this, but just the first part, Please, that's what it says.
This is powerful. This is powerful. I've never heard that prayer, but I would be nervous. I would be nervous. I'm just saying, I wouldn't want nobody pray that prayer. So if I was Pastor Chris, I would repent. Don't call this woman name. Someone says 2022. Church folk for me this year. One more time.
Just how David said God break up their cheekbones. I'll tell God, break up your teeth right now in your mouth.
That's a oh man.
I try to be professional on any given day. I really try to level up the show. I really try to level it up. I really do. But this is not it. This is not it today. Sorry, Sherwin. I apologize. I apologize.
No, you're good.
I normally would want my co-host to be on a leveled up show, but I'm bringing it down for you on your extra.
Listen, I miss this. I miss it.
Okay.
Oh man.
Oh, that was so good. Oh, that was so good. Boy, listen, Pastor Chris better watch it. All that out mode, you got to break up them teeth. How you break it up? That's an accident. That's an accident. I can pray for the covering over my good pastor. So nothing happened to my good friend. Because child, I wasn't ready. Okay, so also I was told that Mrs. Daxon apologized, right? So that she apologized to the bishop, and it was live, but I have the link for it.
Miss
But
Daxon or that pastor?
No, I think it was Miss Daxon. Maria Daxon apologized.
Okay.
Okay, so she did apologize. So she's live now. Maria Daxon on Facebook apologizing to the bishop. She's at the church. Hold on.
Hold on. This a thing, eh?
This is a saga. This is a saga.
No,
so she's at the church now.
Time. They do it and they go to the church to go live.
To make a scene. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Oh, this is powerful. This is powerful. All right. Okay. Listen, y'all don't sleep. Someone says that was not an apology. That was not an apology. Well, I mean, y'all rough, eh? Gee. But don't worry. I gotta have that one ready for tomorrow. Just for fun. Okay. Someone says play it. Y'all see y'all trapsy.
No, you gotta view it first. Make sure.
Yeah. No, it in church. It's in church. So it's a safe space. You would hope that it's a safe space that this
you
is
would
being.
Hope, like you heard what you say. You would hope, but who having the issue right now?
Listen, you would hope that it's a safe space, man. They got to be right somewhere that this is happening, but you can't make this stuff up. So right now, Maria Daxon is at the bishop's church. It's all dramatic. I wish I could play this for y'all to see this. It's all very dramatic. I won't lie to you. The bishop is right now bent over, and I think he's speaking in tongues. This is good. I really wish that I was ready for this. I'm not ready for this, so I can't play it. But boy, it's something else. So if someone could send me that link to my email address, that would be great. Or WhatsApp. Send it to me in WhatsApp. But this is classic. So church folk, someone says, man, play it now. We won't laugh. Y'all just like trapsiness. Dayon, send me the link. Send me the link so I can play it. I want folks to hear it in their car. So now there is this big apology that's going on. And I think it's going to be quite fascinating to watch this play out.
An alleged apology.
Say alleged apology. Y'all are the worst.
Everything is alleged until we can confirm.
Man, listen. It says it's on Lincoln Bain's page. Okay.
Oh yeah, no. See, wow.
Y'all want me go into the deep. That's what they're trying to get me to do. Go into the
Facebook
deep.
is paying for music.
Man, listen, for clicks. I think this is what gets interesting with this whole thing. So this whole story, the whole entire story is entertaining. Now we know that there is a saga. I love my people. They on it today. Sherwin, we can get the live. Why the video sideways though? How am I supposed to play this? Okay. I don't know how to play this video sideways. Like, what's so scary? Anyway, we gotta let that go. Let that go to God. Y'all just gotta watch it for yourself. So it's gonna be. Someone says, I don't always agree with Pastor Roberts, but when I do, I drink those sakis. No, that's not what they said. I don't always agree with Pastor Roberts, but he's totally correct in this situation. This has nothing to do with the singing bishop, and she totally needs to stop bullying him and others in the community. I've never seen a lawyer behave this way. So since we all have gap seed, are we commenting on what Rodney want left on his mind? And Rod, oh, what Rodney said about Clint, that wasn't nice. That wasn't nice.
You know what? This move to Eleuthera, I miss it a lot. Remember the beginning you said. What's that?
Remember at the beginning?
You said that, moving to the island, it would take you away from a lot that's going on in the city. I can need some connection. I feel lost.
Don't feel lost. Don't feel lost. Okay, let's see what we got here. Let's see. All right. Let's see. Let us pray. Let us pray. Can you hear it?
I want to say thank you on the behalf of my behavior people. I'm not a political individual. They put me love. When you're dealing with tearing, do you know how much she went through to become who she is? What time she could have been on drugs, and the list go on. Do you know where God went from? Do you know the persons and people that push character and integrity enough to become? Do you know from whence I come? And it will not be so easy for any man, woman, boy, or girl to tear me down. I will own up to it if I'm wrong, and I will not live up to it. If I'm wrong, I'm going to tell you I'm wrong, and if you don't want to forgive, I go and know. Maria, go on with your life. You so quick.
Hold on,
Yeah, hold on. You got a commentary?
I couldn't sleep. I see Hans gone up. Was he prophesying now?
I couldn't sleep. I had to talk to God. I said, you need to bring a comfort.
All right.
So why you spread?
This is powerful. Okay. All right, we gotta go. They can't be doing this all day. Y'all go watch your own live stream.
Yeah.
But I thought, listen, I think it's actually pretty cool that the apology has been done, right? And that we've come to some resolution. I like how the bishop said, listen, it could take a lot for you to tear me down and all of that good stuff. So okay.
I expected his response to be that way. That's the bishop. That's the bishop.
Yeah. We moveon.org, right? Moveon.org. And the bishop is a good guy. And I'm proud of Miss Daxon to apologize. It should have never happened, but I'm happy that she figured out the error of her ways and has made the apology. And I think we all could move on, and y'all leave the man with the bench, and the church people figure out where your drama is and get it resolved. And we move on, right? I think it's all is gravy. One more thing before we go, Sherwin. The Bahamas Electrical Workers Union are threatening action again. And that means BPL. When you hear that union, think light. Now, I just want you to know, Eleuthera, apparently, BPL, if you're listening, their light always on. So I say, just be merciful.
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. We love our workers down here.
Yeah, we love
them down here.
And Lincoln is there too, and he's helping with the apology. You're listening to the Hit Back with Nahaja Black. Everyone, have a great day. Sherwin, love you, buddy. Thank you so much.
You too. Good evening,
Be safe over there.
Yes, you too.
And everyone, just remember these words.
Just how David said, God, break up their cheekbones. I'll tell God, break up your teeth right now in your mouth.
Have a great day, everybody. You're listening to the Hit Back with Nahaja Black, Guardian Radio. Sherwin, be safe, buddy. See you all tomorrow. We're out.
The Hits Back with Nahaj Black is sponsored by the Cancer Treatment Centers of America